But the big problem is how to fix the problems the city has, and the candidates all have different ideas on how they would deal with the city's issues. The city's also having problems hiring police officers. After the murder of George Floyd in Minneapolis, Democratic majority cities across the country were focused on efforts to defund the police, and Philadelphia was sort of one of them. There are about 1,000 officers down and can't keep up with attrition in the city, and there's about 800 correction officers down, which resulted in the first escape in decades after guards found 2 men, including one of 4 murders.
That's Tom McDonald of member station WHYY. Appreciate you speaking with us.
Thank you.
This is Morning Edition from NPR News. I'm A. Martinez.
And I'm Layla Fadel.
And I'm Michael Hill. Stay informed with New York, that's NYC Now, brand new podcast from WNYC. With 3 quick updates a day, you'll get the top stories and in-depth reporting about our region. Listen to NYC Now weekdays wherever you get podcasts. 59 and sunny right now. We are on our way to a warm day today. It was warm yesterday, but even warmer today, up to 82. Increasing clouds today. It's sunny out there right now. We see lots of blue sky, but that's gonna change as the day moves on. Tomorrow, partly sunny, gradually becoming sunny with a high of 67 as we cool off into the 60s for highs tomorrow, and then on Thursday and again on Friday. Right now, 59 and sunny at 6:51.
WNYC is supported by Bank of America, offering access to resources and digital tools designed to help local to global companies make moves for their businesses. Learn more at bankofamerica.com/banking for business.
Southern California to New York City, Hollywood studios, network TV, and streaming juggernauts all rely on writers. And right now, writers are saying no to the low pay and long hours of their work. We're talking about the Writers Guild strike upending the entertainment industry. I'm Melissa Harris-Perry, and that's next time on The Takeaway, weekday afternoons at 3 on 93.9 FM.
ChatGPT goes to Washington.
Marketplace Morning Report is supported by Palo Alto Networks. Palo Alto Networks delivers comprehensive cybersecurity protection while automating cyber defense to stop threats so organizations can thrive. Learn more at paloaltonetworks.com.
From Marketplace, I'm Sabri Benishore in for David Brancaccio. Generative artificial intelligence has gripped the world's imagination with its potential to disrupt our economy and way of life. The Senate is tackling that today. In a hearing, among those testifying is Sam Altman, chief executive of OpenAI, the company behind ChatGPT. Marketplace's Nova Safo has more.
This is not Sam Altman's first visit to Washington, but it is his first at a congressional hearing where senators say their initial goal is to understand generative AI technology and what safeguards Congress may need to enact. Altman has said there is surprising agreement among tech companies that some regulation and common rules of the road are necessary. But that's where consensus ends. Lawmakers and industry representatives are divided over what regulation should look like. Should it broadly apply to all AI tools or be narrowly focused on certain use cases, such as medical applications? Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer is working on a plan that would in part require independent experts to test new AI tools before they are released to the public. There is a sense of urgency in Washington to respond to the rapid adoption and increasing sophistication of this new technology. Earlier this month, the White House held a meeting with Altman and other tech leaders involved in AI and urged them to be transparent about what they're doing. I'm Nova Safo for Marketplace.
If you add up everything that all of us consumers in this country owe, you will get a bill of more than $17 trillion. That is almost as much as the U.S.'s entire gross domestic product, which is $23 trillion. In just the first 3 months of this year, consumer debt rose by $150 billion. Marketplace's Samantha Fields reports.
Inflation is increasingly taking a toll on household finances, some more than others, says Joanne Feeney at Advisors Capital Management.
Consumers, particularly in the middle and lower income, are facing stresses and they're having to tap their credit cards to make their way through their lives.
Credit card balances usually fall in the first 3 months of the year.
People run them up during the fourth quarter with all this holiday shopping. And then in the first quarter, people make these New Year's resolutions to pay down debt.
But this year, Ted Rossman at Bankrate says credit card balances stayed flat. And that is a bit of a warning sign. So is the fact that more people are falling behind on their credit card and car loan payments and their mortgages.
We see more people in debt. We see people carrying debt for longer, financing more day-to-day essentials. All of this in the context of the lowest unemployment rate in 54 years.
That has him worried about what will happen if the labor market weakens and the unemployment rate starts to rise. I'm Samantha Fields for Marketplace.
All right, let's do the numbers. The FTSE in London is up about 0.1%. The Dow S&P futures are down in the 1 to 0.3% range, with the Dow future down 88 points. NASDAQ is about flat.
Marketplace Morning Report is supported by Affinity, helping investors navigate the relationship economy with the CRM built for private capital markets. Affinity.co/marketplace. And by UiPath, providing organizations the UiPath AI-powered business automation platform. More at uipath.com/marketplace. UiPath, the foundation of innovation.
There is a major change to Medicare that Congress is considering in at least 4 different bills. It involves paying hospitals less for certain services. Because right now, hospitals and independent clinics can do some of the same things, x-rays, checkups, but hospitals get paid more to do them. Paying hospitals the same rate could save the government as much as $150 billion over a decade. Joining us to talk about this is Dan Gorenstein. He's the executive editor of Trade-Offs, a health policy news organization. He's also a former Marketplace reporter. Hi, Dan.
Hey, Sabri. Nice to be here. Thanks so much.
Okay, so boil this down. What is the ultimate problem that the government is trying to fix here?
So right now, Sabri, Medicare, the major federal insurance program for seniors, pays hospitals more than double on average what they pay independent doctors to deliver the exact same care.
Medicare is currently overpaying in a way that they don't have to be.
That's Hannah Neprash from the University of Minnesota. One example Hannah gave is a common shot people get to numb pain. Medicare shells out $255 if a community doc does it, but $740 if a hospital doc does it. And patients pay more too because they're often on the hook for 20% of Medicare bills.
So can you lay out how exactly Congress is thinking about changing that or fixing that?
Basically, they want to shut that gap. The boldest proposal out there could save the feds about $150 billion over the next decade or so.
Well, then hospitals stand to lose billions. They're obviously opposed to this change, but what's their argument for why it's a bad idea?
Here's how Ashley Thompson from the American Hospital Association put it to me.
There's nothing neutral about site-neutral payments. A cut to hospitals means that they're going to have to scale back on services and offerings in the community.
Hospitals say they deserve the pay bump, Sabri, that the patients they see are sicker on average. Everyone we spoke to agreed hospitals should get more money when they do complex stuff. But the services targeted here, Sabri, are pretty simple things. An x-ray, a round of chemotherapy, a checkup for that bum knee. Services that a lot of experts argue clinics can do just as safely and effectively as a facility owned by a hospital.
You talk about this in your podcast, and you make the point that this policy change has actually even bigger economic implications than just, how much money goes to hospitals. Can you explain those?
A lot of economists believe this pay gap has contributed to the growing problem of market consolidation. And think about it. If one day a clinic makes $250 for a shot, and with a few tweaks, a hospital can convert that clinic into an outpatient facility and start billing 3 times more, that's a pretty appetizing investment. The number of hospital-owned physician practices, Sabri, has more than doubled over the last decade, and all that doc gobbling, research shows, hurts competition and hikes prices.
Dan Gorenstein is executive editor of Trade-Offs. Dan, thank you so much.
Thanks so much.
Our producers are James Graham, Ollie Dalbert-Hansen, Ariana Rosas, Alex Schroeder, and Erica Soderstrom. Our senior producer is Meredith Gerritsen-Morby. In New York, I'm Sabri Benishore with the Marketplace Morning Report. From APM, American Public Media.